افتتح السيد الرئيس عبد الفتاح السيسي المعرض الأول لتكنولوجيا تحويل وإحلال المركبات للعمل بالطاقة النظيفة. وصرح المتحدث الرسمي
The spokesman has stated that the exhibition that's been done under the sponsorship of His Excellency the President has got the initiative of the conversion of the vehicles to operate with the natural gases, along with the collaboration of the local and international specialized companies in such fields. Allow me, Your Excellency, to present briefly what is the exhibition about and why we have got the approach towards the conversion of the vehicles to operate with the clean energy. The most important initiative perspective is that by using the natural gas, basically can save 50% of the fuel expenses and also provide better profit for the drivers of the vehicles and buses, and also to raise the standard life of the citizens, and also to have better productivity for the products, and also to have better consumption of the assets, and also to decrease the pollution according to the new innovative actions of the natural gas, and how to also decrease the usage of solar. The national program, we will get the exhibition, its inauguration by Your Excellency, after which we get the program of the conversion of the vehicles into the operation by natural gases, and then how to use the natural gas. As for the objectives of the program of the conversion of the vehicles is to have the involvement of a number of the companies which is specialized in that field, who will introduce the number of the models in that exhibition. We also will have different models of some of the vehicles who have been also converted, to present to all attendees how to get their concerns answered in relation to the conversion system, and also we'll get some other vehicles for some specifications, technical specifications. Also we'll get one of those trucks how to operate with natural gas. And the importance of the exhibition is the involvement of the banking sector, which is one of the most important sectors that we got their participation with the special pavilion. We have 9 banks for different banks working in that field. Also we'll get some workshops with the objective of having workshops how to get benefit of those pavilion. Also we'll have a special pavilion for answering the concerns of the citizens who are concerned with this. Also we'll get the collaboration with the related parties to get the answers by the partners and stakeholders, and also to get collaboration with Gastech for 2 million collaboration. Also would have MOU that will be conducted and signed by Nissan for the exporting and to get the important activities by the related stakeholders. Also will get lots of media throughout the social media, for also through radio and television campaigns, how to get the awareness of the natural gases in the vehicles. We have more than 30 different parties that can manufacture and also get the usage of the natural gas, along with other some scientific researchers by the Ministry of Higher Education, and also some of the companies in Egypt for the automotive manufacturing. As for the substitution, we have worked on 2 different approaches. We worked for the local companies that work for the bilateral fuel, gas and solar, and also worked on the manufacturing of the vehicles to be compatible to be operating with the natural gases. We have got for the first year 70,000, and then we got 90,000 vehicles, and after that we'll get the numbers for the first phase will be 250,000 vehicles. Also got lots of discussions with the companies that work for the local manufacturing and also the importing companies. We give them introduction about the approach of the state according to your guidelines. We also agreed with the 9 different companies like Gabor, Chevrolet, Nissan and Amel, who have introduced 12 12 different make and models of microbus, starting from 155,000 Egyptian pounds. Also, we get the green initiative incentive for everyone who will collaborate with us in this initiative. And also, we'll start working on the conversion of the taxi and the car. Thank you so much. We have three different aspects of this initiative. The first aspect is the support of the cars that operate with the two different fuel systems, and also to have a special plan for the natural gas, along with the collaboration of His Excellency, the Minister of Petroleum. And now we also reaching towards the finalization of this plant. Also, we will work on getting increased number of production for those vehicles, because we know that we will have lots of demand by the citizens. Currently, the finance of this initiative in the bank sector is reaching 30 billion Egyptian pounds. And in the initiative of the conversion of the vehicles, and also the initiative of the manufacturing and creating the plant for the vehicles. In this initiative, we will allow 15 billion Egyptian pounds for the first phase, which is around 80,000 vehicles, with around the three phases will cost us around 60 billion Egyptian pounds. And for the citizens, and also for the taxes and the public transportation, have got the exact profit of just 3%. And this will be beneficial for all of the people who would like to get either the taxes or the microbus, and they can get the loan for up to 10 years, according to the interest of the clients. Also, for the upfront fees, they can get permission to get the maximum of the loan for individual loans, for just individual loans, to get decreased interest percentage. And all of the banks that work for the Egyptian bank sector, they are all participating in the initiative, and there is around 749 per year to get the burdens decreased. And we have made it just for the monthly installment. We'll be having total of 116 Egyptian pounds, and for the car costing that would be having 2,167 Egyptian pounds, etc. And we have also another loan for 10 years that we can compare in case if you will get it according to the current conditions, and if you got it according to the conditions of the initiative, you can save up to 30% of the cost. And this can help the citizens to save lots of money. Also, the specifications, the technical specifications, will be done according to the loans that we can align with the Ministry of Manufacturing. And according to the initiative, this could be aligned with the Ministry of Finance. And as for the plant stations with the natural gases, according to the guidelines, to get it done quickly and rapidly, we will start to work on around 278 plants, and it can be increased to 1,200 plants, according to the statements of the Minister of Petroleum. And we will have, this will be costing us around 5 billion and 700 Egyptian pounds, and this can help us to decrease the financing amount, and this will be conducted with the least interest that we can provide to the manufacturer and trade, and also the contracting sector that you have guided us through at the beginning of the COVID-19 pandemic. The beneficial companies from the natural gas companies are Gastech, Cargas, NGV, and the amount of the total length of the loan is 10 years, with also a grace period. You have 1 year since you start to get your loan, and you can get 6 years of installments, and you can have quarterly payments and deposits. payment plan. And we can choose the provinces according to the percentage of the population. That's also according to the related ministry, and we can get this financing by National Exhibition Bank with difference of the finance amount. According to the manufacturing sector, as per your guidelines, we have got throughout 6 months to get 200 million Egyptian pounds with the decrease of 8% of the profit, and we can get towards those factories according with the accordance of with the ministry to get the achievement of the 250 units that would be produced. We addressed the role of the Ministry of Finance according to the micro-person taxes that we are presently, maybe in 2008, we got amendment on the law of traffic, and the amendment state that there should be a fund that could be purchasing the alternative cars and vehicles, and in such period the Ministry of Finance have got the execution of the substitution and conversion of the old taxes that some of which were having the operation by the natural gas. We got this done in Al Ubayyah and Giza, and the conception of the substitution is that for the cars that got 20 years operating, in addition to other incentives like the also other vehicles that haven't passed 20 years, and according to that we'll have a special procedures like to get the motor number and the plate number to be vanished, and we can get also compensation and some other financial incentives, some other like customs clearance. All of those permissions can provide us, help us to provide the citizens and the owners with other amended cars and vehicles. And maybe the first project by the Ministry of Finance have got some finance which was 69.6 million Egyptian pounds, and this project has been considered to be the first of its kind in the whole world in the Ministry of Transportation, and it's been recorded as in the USA, according along with the World Bank, that it's one of the most important clear energy used projects. And this initiative that you have launched, Your Excellency, has got its first priority objective that we want to get those taxes, vehicles and buses to be in the first phase, that those vehicles should be collected locally, and this will help to activate the local activities and manufacturing, and this gradually can help to get the potentiality to have a future financing to gas or solar, and we can get this beyond the state budget. That's how we can get to benefit from the natural gas that we have already in the state, and in the first phase that will be launched in 7 governors, Cairo, Giza, Al Ubayyah, and we also have other provinces like Alexandria, Suez, and Red Sea. This project will have the improvement of the civilization image and the services of transportation, also to decrease the percentage of the pollution and those vehicles that have got the solar fuel, and also get potential future finance projects, and also will get the operation for some factories that can help to also pay taxes and increase sales percentage for the vehicles that participate in the project, and also to have positive approach and to have refreshment for the comprehensive and complementary projects. And as for the mechanism, we have very important steps that we should take into consideration. Firstly, how to deal with the components of the car, especially the engines. We can get them to very specialized and dedicated units that can either get recycled or just can get rid of it, and also we can get collaboration with the Ministry of Environment and also Ministry of Interior to have a safe vanishing to those parts. This is what happened in the first phase, how to get rid of the 47,000 cars that we have got from the Ministry of Finance. finance. And as for the finance system, still we will get for the value of the support between 45 up to 70,000 Egyptian pounds for all of the cars that will be gathered under the condition that they operate under the natural gases and being collected locally. Also, Ministry of Finance will give the value, or will get the added value for those cars that will be gathered within the project. Also will release the taxes for all of the components that being imported for those vehicles, as we got from the statement that will have 3%, and also for the Egyptian insurance company also will get 5% decrease, as well as some other competitive pricing list for other stakeholders. This is with the collaboration between the local authorities and also the stakeholders, and how we get the inspection and the supervision of the areas, how to get the project being launched, and now we get also with the collaboration of the Ministry of the Manufacturing to get all of the information about the initiative. Thank you so much, Your Excellency. Today we address our plan how to expand the usage of the natural gases, and we will start with the improvement of the usage of the natural gases for the past few years. In 2000, we got the usage, publicly speaking, was 14 million tons. Today, in 2021, we have approximately triple amount of the usage. The usage has been increased, whether petroleum or natural gas, and the total amount of the share has been increased from 38 to 62%, and we reached to, once we reached to 2023, to reach up to 65% of natural gas and 35% of petroleum usages. And if we make a comparison between this and the other slide, we will see that from 2000 up to 2020, throughout those 20 years, if you can see in this blue column, you can see those petroleum materials. You will see that we've got only 37 ton only in the petroleum products. But for the natural gas, you can see this huge amount of increase, and this can take us to the amount, decrease amount, the usage of natural gases in comparison to the petroleum materials, especially when we have got rid of some other materials and be substituted by the natural gases, and how to get expansion for some other usages, like getting the expansion to homes and vehicles. And also you can see throughout those 40 years, the usage of the natural gas was only 2 million tons, and now we have around 50 million tons. And those different colors you can show you the consumption of the usage of the variable usages. If you can take into consideration, for example, for the manufacturing, just 72% just for electricity, and now we're talking about around 15% of manufacturing that can represent more than 7.5 up to 8 tons, which is triple the amount. I'm just talking about the natural gas for the homes and vehicles. This was on 2015. There was just only 5% of the usage of natural gases, which was around 1,001,000 tons. But now we reached to 1,750,000, and we're still working to get it towards more than 3 billion tons in 2023 with the change of the mechanism and to increase the usage. This is the plan that we have presented to the Minister of Manufacturing. This is the plan that we have for the conversion and substitution of the vehicles. We have 300,000 vehicles, and that will be increased within the coming 3 years for the vehicles working and operating with the natural gas. So we have around 45% that being converted in 20 years. And we just want to show that in addition to the natural gases conversion, which was very important, we see now that those vehicles that being converted by the national companies who have got those studies since 2017, I have got lots of applications to see how this will operate with the different engines to make sure that it wouldn't affect the operation of the engine itself. And we managed to also get the public minibuses for more than 6 months, and and this will be a quantum leap that it won't just affect the usage of the solar and other different fuel models. That also that we have addressed this point with yourself, with your excellency, how to get the finance with the transportation to make sure that we have feeding mechanism for the faraway locations, and we also started with some of the for some of the tourism units in Red Sea and also Sinai South and also in Tour City. We will make it reachable for the industrial zones in Abu Snaima to also work on some of the manufacture. This is the map that can show you the distribution of the natural gas stations throughout the whole state. And those are the other 3 provinces that we will reach to. So we have the network spread everywhere on the territory of the country. And as we said, we will get this doubled as you have got your guidelines throughout this year, that we will have double or triple the amount throughout this year to make sure that it's available everywhere. Allow me, Your Excellency, to get the presentation of the Ministry of Interior after we get your guidelines, after we got the Sharm el-Sheikh to be considered as a green country. We got all of the vehicles inside the city to operate with the natural gases, and we started to make sure to have this done throughout the collaboration with 2 different national companies, and we have changed 1,700 vehicles that can convert into usage of natural gas, and we still have other vehicles to be operating according to the plan of the natural gas plants. This participation that we got with the national project for the conversion of the vehicles starts with using the exact assets and also with the center of the traffic information with the collaboration of the Ministry of Finance, and also to get the website with all of the information of the vehicles that wanted to be converted after we got the requests and demands to be converted, and also with the support of all of the stakeholders to the data required for the program. As for the facilitation that we provide from the Ministry of Interior is to have the data comprehended along with the website to provide all of the information for the vehicles that can save time for the owners to get just in one step to remove or to stop the previous clearance and to get the new one just after the technical inspection spontaneously to make sure that we have got no burden on the citizens. Also, we got a special single window for the license throughout the whole state, not just for the 7 provinces, to get all of the substitution and conversion data done, and this will be announced on the website of the Ministry of Interior. And in the framework of the decrease in the pollution of the vehicles, we started to get this along with the units of the license, and now we got 180 technical unit inspection, and we still have another 9 that we can accomplish by the mid of January. And this technical inspection is very distinguished with the unify of the data without the human intervention, and we can get the comprehension data, technical information that we can support the country with. And in the framework of the digital transformation and also the website that Your Excellency have integrated in 2019 in the Ministry of Interior Day with the amendment and the renewal and the information, we got also the index for the electronic information for the current license that we can get for all of the licenses to make sure that we can save time for the citizens. Also in the framework of the state activities to make sure that we have decreased air pollution and to get the vehicles converted to be using the natural gases, we get the national program to get the vehicles converted and to be applicable firstly on the public buses in Cairo within the program that also can get the collaboration of different ministries. And we have got along with 27 provinces, and we have been able to provide in places where we have got the vehicles that have been working for more than 20 years. We got around in more than 150 different locations throughout the whole state. Also, we got a contract with a new 150 buses to work with the natural gas, with the customer and the German man company, and we get 60% operating, and we have got already 120 buses already operating, and we have the rest will be waiting for them in the next phase. These new buses, they can work under cognitive, and they are air conditioned, and they can get 36 passengers and up to 90 passengers, and it can work for 90 miles in just 1 hour. And as long for the Yushi transportation company and also some other dedicated local companies, how to get the buses converted into the usage of natural gases, by which we got the probationary period for 3 months, operating 16 hours a day, and we still have the coordination to also convert 2,200 buses along in Cairo and Alexandria for 1.19 thousand Egyptian pound throughout 3 years. This is the bus that's being converted. Those photos have we got here before and after, and also we got the complementary change for the engine, and that's all inside this. That's all covered with the price being stated. Also, we provided the plans for the natural gas stations throughout the whole locations, and how to get the permission to get the operation of those plants. And in case we have the plants already operating, but we just want to add the service to it, so once we get them notified, we can change them and get the service provided. And within the framework of the local authority, also with the Ministry of with the governor of Alexandria, that we can also get into force. We have 41 seats inside those buses that can also work for 250 in the first in just one journey if it's being air conditioned. And for the Ministry of Transportation, also for the comprehensive green usage for the whole state, we work for the usage of technology. According to the transportation network, has to decrease the percentage of the usage of the fuel, and also to decrease the environmental pollution, which is one of the most important objectives of the different transportation sectors. So in the underground and for the metro lines, we also got the 4th line and the 5th line. We still have the 6th line under study, and also the one to the capital and the one for Sokhna Alamein, and the electronic line for Bor Said and Abu Qir, and also another stations for Alexandria like Abu Qir Metro, and also Ram. All of those means of transportation working by electricity, especially in Cairo, which is considered to be the biggest city in Africa that has around 50%, 25% of the Egyptian population, and also in the second biggest city, which is Alexandria. Those two cities, particularly in terms of the save of the use of fuel, we have saved quite a lot, around 4.5 billion Egyptian pounds in Alexandria, and also we saved around 4.6 billion Egyptian pounds in Cairo and 2.2 billion Egyptian pounds in Alexandria in terms of the safety and health. And also we decreased for the carbon emissions for around 6.4 tons in Alexandria. And as for the road and ring road projects and how to develop the entrances, this has helped to get the facilitation of the movement of vehicles and decrease cognition, and also decrease the gases emissions, and how to get the cognition released for the traffic, which helped to save time also, and in the same time to save the usage of the fuel, and also to have new roads, especially with those cement roads and bridges, which help to raise the level of the service provided to the vehicles, and also to decrease the level of congestion on the roads. That's why we can consider both roads to get the best service, especially for the roads that we have made are environment friendly than the other old roads. All of those activities has participated in decreasing more than 27 cases in 2020 compared to 2019, which is around 44% decrease of the incidents, which usually lead to casualties and death. So we are heading towards the approach of the air-conditioned rapid buses, and hopefully by the usage of BRT, this will help to provide fuel and also to decrease the harmful emissions. So if we have, for example, 10,000 passengers and we can use the vehicles for like just 5 passengers, this means that we need not less than 2,000 vehicles that can get us for like 40 cubic meters that can also get to decognition. But if we get the BRT, which is 175 passengers, we only will get 57 buses, and this will also consume just 35 liters of fuel. So this will save also fuel and will also decrease the harmful emissions and release the cognition. Those are the objectives, and hopefully we'll get to by 2023, and we will reach all of the objectives that we usually get your guidelines towards, and we will implement all of this. But let me say that we usually, in the Ministry of Transportation, we usually work toward that by 2050 to the plan of zero emissions and zero incidents, and hopefully we will also get to it. Also, some of the other new examples that we get in the whole world plan, and that after 2030, this hyperloop, which is very rapid train, just similar to plane, it just wears inside a very dedicated, isolated tunnel by which that can get if we can just get into the Ministry of the Transportation sector, we'll see that the transportation sector is the second sector, which is very important because it has around 23% of those emissions is actually by the Ministry of Transportation. So we have got this study by which we found that in case we found to the highest level of the conversion of vehicles, we found that the economic decrease or save that we can get will be around $1 million, and we found that even 0.5% of it, this can also help in saving and safety, and also will help in the saving fuel and so on. If we will check about the international climate change, we'll see that the transportation sector will find that 23% of our emissions is emerging from the transportation sector, because we reach up to around 250 million tons a year. And as for the global warming, which is around 74 billion Egyptian pounds annually. So we found that how much we can save in case we get the problem of the air, if in case we will convert electric bus or natural gas vehicle. We found that all of the vehicles that we convert into natural gases, we found that the percentage of the pollution of all of the emissions, which is around 29 to 99%, especially for those the very old vehicles. And then we found that all the buses, especially for the electric bus, from 90 to 99%. And then as for the economy revenues, if we will get those pollutions transferred into fuel, we found that this will save us 1,000 microbus can save us 2 million Egyptian pounds, around 3 million Egyptian pounds, and 1,000 electric buses can save us also $4 million. So if we can just make a very simple equation, we'll find that we can save around $40 million annually that was about to be consumed by the Ministry of Health for saving people health. So what we have done throughout this previous period, we worked on the white taxes, on the conversion and the substitution program that helped us in the national program, because we have learned a lot quite in this period. So we tried to get the public transportation buses. We made it converted into natural gases, also with the cooperation of the local development. Also, we got the first Egyptian foreign investment with Muwasalat Masr company to help people to leave their cars, to park their cars, and then they can get into buses. We supported the first Egyptian car working by air, and also we get the participation program of using the bicycles and bikes, and also help the people to use this to reach to their universities and their homes. And this started in El Fayoum, and it's been launched last year. And also worked with the sector of the clear energy and transportation, along with the project of the World Bank. And also we got some participation from the technical support to support those buses, and also from the French agency to get also some participation, and all of those being introduced by the ministries. We also got some environmental locations, because we want to make sure that we maintain the environmental assessment, and we made sure that we got those conditions applicable. So now we are able to support projects with the loans by the central bank, and this will be under the fund of the climate change, despite the fact that we do not have emissions. But this is just a message to the whole world that while we are working on new projects, we still take into consideration the global warming, and how also to get those numbers and figures to get the economic or the green incentives, to make sure that we usually have justification why we have got this decrease and save for the expenses on health. Those are the fees that we pay. Also the geographical location, they choose Giza and Al Ubayyah, which was very chosen locations, because for Cairo it was very big country. And last but not least, we still work on raising awareness of the environmental awareness, not just for the natural gases vehicles, but also for all of the sustainable means of transportation, bikes and bicycles, and all of the means that can give us the variable means of movement inside Egypt. And thank you so much for your great auspices for the green initiative that we started to work on for the air pollution. But I think that the message important today to the whole world, that the Egyptian Egypt is getting ready for the greenery world. Thank you so much, Your Excellency. According to your continuous guidelines to get into the smart digital transformation world, I provide today to you the natural gases fuel with the collaboration of the Gastech and the petroleum sector, and also KMS company for development. The project aims at gathering information for all of the data for the center of the central unit in the company, how to get the exact usage rate of the gas and the number of the vehicles that can get into the stations per day, all of the technical data for all of the technical information. This is one of the windows that we can see in the control room that can transfer all of this information and can help the decision maker to take the decision on the right time. We have encountered in the application of this system some of the challenges, that not all of the gases pressure in the same stations have the same techniques, as we found that we have six different technicalities, whether for the control devices or even for the supply materials. We have designed a program which is compatible with all of those changes, by which I can use the same exact program in all of the stations. All of those data can be presented in the control room in the company, and the decision maker can just transfer to the mobile or to laptop or to tablet to get the right decision wherever he is. This is a module for Sheikh Zayed station that shows that there are three pumps for gas. Each one of them has two different gas guns. Here we got this vehicle that has got into the station, how long it's been waiting, the number of the vehicles, how many liters that has got, the total of the cubic meter that's being supplied by this gas gun. And once we get the vehicle just leaving the station, it just get disappeared from the screen. This is one of the windows that we can see in the control room. Also, some of the data is the temperature for the gas inside the station in more than 1 point, because the pressure, all of those blue colors is the different pressure of the gas. So the yellow color can give us the number of the operation inside the station and the number of the vehicles that being supplied. And if we got any technical malfunction, you can get also this notification. All of the station, the consumption of the natural gas throughout the whole day. So now we have in Ismailia, this is the first module. It's also being applied in just one station. That's why maybe the volume is not that rich, is not that big, and we can see on a daily basis. You can see that the figure is just shown by the end of the day. So, for example, on the 3rd of Jan and 2nd and the 1st, you can get the total amount. And also in the framework of the plan to get the conversion of the vehicles and the usage of natural gas as a fuel, the Arab Authority for Manufacturing works on the usage of the green energy as following. We have 4 different axes that we work on. The first one is to manufacturing the vehicles that work with natural gases, and then to work on the conversion of the vehicles, and then to amend the vehicles that used to work with the regular fuel to work or to operate with the natural gases, and then to manufacture the electrical buses. And in the field of in the framework of the initiative of substitution of microbuses, we collaborated with Toyota to get Toyota 14 seats. In the first year, the productivity power will be 6,000, and the second will be 10,000, and the third will be 16. We'll be having 50% of the operation, and the investment of the authority is around 11 million Egyptian pounds. We also agreed with Evico that can manufacture microbuses that operate with natural gases initially, so we won't have any conversion plans. So now we are in the framework of having negotiations with them, and we have good negotiations, and hopefully we will come to have a mutual manufacturing with Etico, the Italian company, with 6,000 microbuses with $18 million, and we will just start with 50% at the beginning. Also, in the framework of the vehicles, we will collaborate with Volkswagen that have a manufacturer in Russia that can also provide us with the natural gas operating Skoda. And now we have the negotiations with the head of Skoda, and that announced that he will start to get this car available in Egypt. In the framework of manufacturing the substances to be converted into gas, we agreed with Al-Ala company, it's a private sector, to produce the gas plate, and which is not currently available in Egypt. So hopefully shortly we will have a joint factory along with Al-Ala to provide us with the gas substance. This is just a normal vehicle working with operating with solar, and as you know that we used to have this issue for the vehicles that were not converted, but this is a model car for by 2000, and it has along with the collaboration of the Ministry of Petroleum to get this engine working with 100% operation, and it has operated for 7,000 kilometers. As for the electrical cars, this is an electric car with one of the Chinese company. This operates in the very small areas like malls and also the small cities. Also, in the framework of the electric bikes and cars, this is one of the electric bikes that work with both fuel operation system. Thank you so much, Your Excellency. The initiative of the local manufacturing, the first one is Nissan's Honey, and the percentage of the manufacturing is 51%. It's considered to be the number one in its line because it's a very economic car and it has a demand of the clients. The second car that we have is the Sentra. It's also a local manufacturing. It's higher in its category in terms of the features and the capacity, and also have around 74% local manufacturing, and both of them are compatible to work with both the traditional fuel and gas. Thank you so much. We are FCA company, and we are also partner with the Arabic Authority for Manufacturing. We today present 4 different Fiat models. This is the first model. Each model could be either just a vehicle or a taxi. In addition to also the light transportation, and this can get around 750 kilometers, and it can save around 50% of the operation expenses. Can we use it as a taxi? Yes. Is it safe? Yes, it is. Is it safe for the roads? Yes, it is. Thank you. We wanted to make sure that we can get to the highest level and the highest percentage of 62% of the local manufacturing. We work with more than 90 different service providers, local service providers, and all of those cars are natural gases operation. Thank you. This is for the first time to have diesel converted into hybrid truck diesel that we can convert into hybrid solar along with gas and not fuel operations, and this can save for the state public budget and also can create lots of job opportunities, especially for technical and vocational workers that have been trained very highly, and we have lots of new horizons that could be integrated in Egypt for natural gas, and this will help to get lots of benefit for the whole state. And for sure, if we talk about solar, so once we get this project finalized after 4 or 5 years, we'll get around 1 billion Egyptian pounds that could be saved for the public commercial budget, because now we have solar and natural gas, solar that we used to export. I'll be so happy if this will be successful. If we can, as you know, we have tens of thousands of the vehicles that operate with diesel, so we hope that we can amend the percentage of it or even all of it. So the engine, is it the same, or do you get other new engines? It's the same exact engine? we try to get it mixed along with from this one that's just operating with solar to be one working operating for solar and gas together. So you can save here that you're not just obliged to get it to work with the gas. So it's a mixed fuel around 50% and 50%. 50% solar, 50% gas, and this mixture can save a lot to the owner of the vehicle around for the current price, which is around 15 to 17%. What's being conducted since 2014 in the economic reform system and the right prices and the energy is the one that allowed for all of this to be done and to be achieved, without which we couldn't have been able to have today such exhibition and see that we can get this operating. Well, once we get something like this, we're doing it to help people and to encourage people. So we may think to get around a loan system, not for a huge amount of money. That's what we can help with. And for sure you can contribute by decreasing your prices. So we will have a scientific technical committee that can help to get all of those things experienced and experimented, by which we can make sure that we can get it applicable, because it's a great conception. Thank you so much. We are Al Amal company for the collection and manufacturing of cars. We are in the 10th Ramadan city on the 200 cubic kilometers, and we manufacture a car that operates with natural gas. It has 15 meters of natural gases, and it works for 200 kilometers. And also same thing for BYD. All of those are economic cars with for the middle levels, and we have also these microbus for 14 seats that can work for 300 kilometers with natural gas, and we are ready to get it imported throughout the project. We've been able to design the gas station with the supply bomb that which is hanging above the umbrella, by which can help to provide wider space in the station, by which we can put the activity of the liquid fuel, by which we can have a comprehensive station. And this being designed by Gastech, and also being able to work with minibus and buses companies, by which we can get the expansions of all of those pumps that helped to get all together, and also worked on the production line to get these buses produced. Thank you so much. We worked on the solar engines, that instead of just getting advantage of those engines, to get converted to use natural gases instead of the solar. And we've been able to get this for more than a year. That's been experienced on the cars of our company, and then just 5 or 4 months ago, we've been able to get an agreement with some of the private sector companies that works for the public transportation that have 650 buses. We got 8 buses being converted, and they have already operated for 300 kilometers for natural gases, have got zero solar. Thank you. Great, congratulations. If you got this, if this will be very successful comprehensively, that will be a quantum leap in this field, especially if it's safe, successful, and secured. And as we said, we will have a committee working on it. This is the Arabic Authority for the manufacturing in the field of the usage of the natural gases, and in the field of the vehicles. The first thing that was very important, that we will manufacture the kit of the conversion of the gases from the benzene to gas, from the very essential substances to those substances that you can see at the back front stage, and also that will be able to get Toyota microbus manufactured in collaboration with the Toyota company that will operate with benzene and natural gases, and this will be produced within just 1 year with around 6,000 buses annually. We have got this work operating with natural gases, and that can work for 350 kilometers. In the transportation sector, we are happy to introduce the electric that could use the technology between trucks and trains to get the corridors by which we can be controlled to get the roads and also decrease the incidents on road, and it's also clean energy, and also have the GPS facility by which we can track all of the vehicles. This technology is 100% clean. And as for the electric sector, this is the rapid trade that we have tackled with the Ministry of Transportation. We will have 3 different technological parts. We have the rapid and electronical train, and we get also the collaboration with the companies in Suez Canal, and we will start to commence and work on it just right away after your comments.